Hello. So, there's nobody here. That's okay. I am Kellen, creator of Lost Lantern. I'm currently working on multiple different organizations and um, video projects. I will be, right now, I am doing a Bigfoot hunt. So I'm in the woods east of Butte where there has been a known sighting. Um, More than one, actually, but I have one specific that I was going to read here. And here we go. Let's just pull it up and do it. Okay, so this was during the summer. It was August. It was the 15th of August. It was located on the East Ridge, south of the Lady of the Rockies, about in the middle of the hill. Nearest town is Butte. Nearest road, I-90. Observed. I live in Butte, Montana. This is a city mostly on a hill, but stretches down into a valley. On the east side, there is a great stretch of mountains known as the East Ridge. This is where I was when I saw the Sasquatch. In the middle of the hill, south of the Lady of the Rockies, there are two smaller hills jutting out of the middle of the hill. I was on the mountain side of the southernmost small peak, heading down back to my vehicle. I was heading through some trees when I looked to the north at the other hill. This hill comes up further out from the main mountain than the hill that I was on. The peak is therefore more west, and then heading east, it slopes down, flattens out, and then heads back up the main mountain. I was looking through these trees. I was heading through up at the flathead part of the hill. I was looking right at this tree. I'd say it was a good 10 feet tall. I'd say I was about 200, 300 yards away from this tree. He must have seen me because when he walked out from behind that tree, I could tell he was looking right at me. And something about the way he timed it tells me he wanted to scare me. I'd say he was about 8 feet tall, judging from the distance, and he walked just like a Sasquatch in the old video of him walking through the small clearing in the forest. Yonder one, probably the most popular one out there. His arms swayed back and forth, hanging limply from his shoulders. He walked about 15 feet. Sorry. He walked about 15 feet, then disappeared behind another tree. I have no doubt in my mind of what I saw. I was not. It says, I was alone. It says, after interviewing the witness, the following can be added to this account. The witness is familiar with the area and hikes there regularly. When he first saw the animal, he was surprised by how easy it was to see, and assumes that the size of the animal made it easy to spot. The animal had well groomed, dark brown hair. It had a steady walk with long swinging arms. Although he never saw the animal look directly at him, he is certain the animal knew he was there. The witness felt the animal had timed its movement into the open so that he would see it, possibly as an intimidation attempt. However, the witness never felt threatened or frightened. Instead, he was excited by the sighting. Some time after the sighting, the witness returned to the area and investigated the tree the animal had been hiding behind. The tree was 10 feet tall, when led the witness to believe the animal was 8 feet tall. This witness is familiar with the area and local wildlife. He is believable and sincere. The sighting was during a clear with no obstructions. I believe that this was a Class A sighting. So this was a follow-up investigation report, BFRO investigation, Todd Strong. And then it says a little bit about Todd Strong. But anyways, I'm on the other side of that hill. And so far I haven't seen anything. I've only done a few things, set up camp. Tomorrow is my main Bigfoot endeavor. I will be going on a very long walk looking for a Bigfoot sign and also exploring these woods a little bit better. They're actually very, very beautiful. I actually can't wait to get started. If you can't tell, this is my first live stream. Nobody's here, which is fine. But we're having fun, chilling, relaxing, getting out of town. Being able to camp, I love camping. I love to hike, so this is great. A little break from society. Going for a reset because when I get back, things are going to be crazy. Well, crazy good, and that I will be doing more things than ever. And yeah, it's going to go all right. It's pretty cold out here. It's weird talking to myself. It's weird being alone. It's weird doing a live. But I'm happy to be doing something, you know. A few other things that I plan on doing here is helping out these kids with the paranormal channel here in Butte. Also want to start the Butte Paranormal Society, where we all kind of get together, share information, and kind of focus on growing the tourism around the paranormal here in town. I think it's a beautiful place for it. There's some amazing history. There's an underground tunnels of over 10,000 miles in Butte. They were actually flooded by some toxic water, which is another story, but there's still some that are exposed and they snake throughout the entire town of Butte and they go very deep into the to the ground. Yeah. But anyways, there's a lot of things to see in Butte, and I'm going to see them, make some videos on everything in town, and then I'm going to go somewhere else. Probably Oregon or something like that around summertime. We'll see. I'm working on my vehicle so I can travel around, make more videos. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Still speaking to no one. That's fine. Hopefully, I'll be able to access the audio and maybe put it somewhere else. We'll see. Maybe if I get anybody else in here, I'll do a tarot reading, which would be super spooky out here by yourself. Should be fun. If I ever get anybody watching, which I have no one, that one watching person is me. You know, really hope I can do something here. I want to make some videos. I want to see what the truth is about the paranormal because I think it's more complex than we think. And there's just so much to know. So, a little bit of history about me and the paranormal. Um, I tragically lost my sister to a murder. I lost my mother to COVID, and my oldest brother to a disease. And I don't know, I just want to know more about the afterlife so that I can better understand um, what it is I need to do here while I'm alive because I really don't know. We'll see. Very quiet out here right now. You can hear the freeway in the distance. It's very cold. Smoke is going in my eyes, but the fire's warm. I hope we got some of that. Hello? I hope we got some of that. I was on the mountainside. It was suddenly okay, it's working. I'm just gonna keep the live running, see what happens. right. Well, I've got likes, which means people are at least stopping in. Bigfoot, baby. If anybody comes in and wants to share a ghost story, I'll read it or something. Yeah. Very peaceful out here. Hey, man. Just this is the night before my Bigfoot hunt, and I'm just sitting out doing my first live. How you doing? Yeah, I'm gonna do some more ghost stories and stuff eventually. But all right. So if you guys have seen anything, you know I just do like videos offline, but I'm moving into making my own videos, and yeah, I can't wait. I'm having a great time meeting a bunch of people, doing like ghost tours in Butte. It's amazing. I want to put Butte on the map for the paranormal and for Bigfoot, honestly, because Bigfoot's a big deal here. I think you should think, when you think Bigfoot, not just Washington and Oregon, but Montana, the Rocky Mountains, Canada. And Butte is right here in the Rocky Mountains. It's a perfect spot. Perfect spot for other cryptids and whatnot. I've got a shoot scheduled to go to Flathead for the Flathead Monster. There's a lake there with like a eel-like serpent, a giant eel-like serpent that has been spotted there ever since the white men were documenting it. A bunch of native stories about it as well. A bunch of native stories about Bigfoot around here as well too. Little interesting fact about Butte in the area I'm in: it used to just be a safe zone where the Native American tribes from all around, including the brutal Blackfoot, used it as a safe hunting ground. Everyone could hunt there without, being worried about trespassing on someone else's land. Then eventually, um, after natives were forced onto reservations, Butte was found, and yeah, Butte was founded by some people who were trying to find gold, and they found some, but it wasn't that much. And then they tried to do silver, and then they figured out ways to do copper, and copper really exploded, and they built 10,000 miles worth of mining tunnels underneath Butte. It's a beautiful, it's a beautiful little town, and the uptown area is what they call it. Has all of these very old and very beautiful buildings. Um, a lot of haunting, a lot of angry miners. They had like a brothel there where the miners would go. There was like uprisings from the miners. The military had to be called in to subdue it and everything. It's an interesting story. But anyways, while mining, after digging all the tunnels, they started doing the above ground mining, and they ended up making one of the most catastrophic environmental disasters ever. Um, they turned off the pumps that kept the water out of the mines because it was too expensive, and it proceeded to fill with toxic water from the leaching that had happened, and it filled 10,000 miles of the mines with this toxic water. If you touch it, it burns your skin. Flocks of geese die on it. It's crazy. But uh, so after the tunnels were filled, basically the people who owned the mines basically abandoned it, sold it off, and now there's another mining company that mines there. And I'm not sure exactly what happened environmentally with the thousands of miles of bleached toxic waste. When I heard that history, it made me want to move, but it's still a beautiful place. And there's a lot of cryptic activity here in Montana, and this area specifically in the Rockies, especially Bigfoot, baby. And that's what we're going for. We're going to hunt that motherfucker. I mean, we're going to hunt that dude. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking very hard for some signs all day. We're going to camp another day. And yeah, it's going to be great. Got a bunch of gear. Get some B roll of the beautiful forest around here. It's going to be great. Yeah, I'm going to be traveling around the country filming cryptids for the next year. It's the whole year. Doing DoorDash in the cities to make the money, to make the bills, and then go do what I want and go out in the woods and hunt cryptids, baby. Maybe get some real good evidence for everyone. I'm doing super good, Maggie McMullen. I'm feeling positive. I got a lot of just kind of going through my dreams and whatnot. My night is beautiful. Uh, I'm really happy to be out here camping for the first time of the year. Fresh air. It's beautiful. And Bigfoot's coming. How was your night going? Thank you for hanging out with me for a second. Just talking about my kind of my aspirations for the next year when it comes to paranormal data collection. Glad you're having a good night. Lost Lantern Paranormal Data Collection Agency, baby. It's a network of people who exactly what it said. Exactly what it says. Yeah, me too. Paranormal is basically my whole thing. I was told a little story about it earlier. What kind of got me into it? Kind of some loss in the family. I just kind of want to know what's going on. Want to explore the unknown because I think it's different than we all imagined. I think it's kind of beyond our comprehension. And I would like to just know more about it so I could better understand what I need to do now in life, you know? Yeah, I'm just going to be running this in the background basically until my phone dies. So um, be glad to share any scary stories if you have them, and I'll read them and um, anything like that. Yeah, it's actually not that late. It's only almost 7:30, and sun went down early today. It's been dark. It was a great day. I just came in, set up camp in the area where there was, well, there's been many Bigfoot sightings. I know we'll see later on. I'll probably do some calls and wood knocks and stuff because it's still kind of early. Oh yeah, sounds great. I would love to even check out the exact spot. Um, I love learning more about this crazy thing that I don't understand. Yeah, one time, one of the more recent ones, there was like a haunting at a place I lived. It was a woman. I like woke up out of a dead sleep and sat up, and it was a woman in a black veil, like a widow's veil, and she was standing there, like right underneath, like where my light would be, but the light was off. I was spooked, and I saw her walk out the door, and I could literally hear and feel her footsteps as she went down the hallway. And then in that house, there was, she would leave these signs in the mirrors and stuff. It was mostly the runes, like the Nordic runes, the bee looking one, which is a symbol for like mothership and whatever and things like that. And like motherliness is kind of what the symbol means. And she'd leave it on the mirror and then like on the sliding glass door. And so it led to me to believe that she had a little bit of understanding about like divination and paranormal stuff. And she was trying to tell me a story. So over the years, I kind of learned a little bit from her, I would say. And what I think was going on is because the house was actually the doctor's house, and the room I was in happened to be his office. um, but anyways, what I think happened is her family died uh, from the Spanish flu, and she had a brand new baby, and it led her to um, kind of this paranormal. kind of divination path where she learned about runes and Ouija boards and tarot cards so that she could try to communicate with her loved ones, which is crazy. It's kind of something I am doing myself, you know. I want to talk to the ones I've lost. Maybe I want to tell their stories. I want to fulfill their ambitions because they all went pretty young. But I need to know clearly, you know, what those ambitions are. Thanks for sharing your story. And I had fun sharing one of mine. No, thank you. Thanks for hanging out with me out here in the woods. I got to be honest, it's odd. I don't usually talk to myself um, at all. So it's weird. But everything with practice. Yeah, there's nothing like the woods, baby. Nothing like it. It's our teacher, it's our roots. And the woods, we don't only love them, the spirits do as well. Also, you must be on the West Coast. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to do any paranormal things until a little later. Yeah, I love the West Coast. I've been all over, man. I've been all over the country, from coast to coast, and the West Coast, California, Oregon, Washington. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful, especially I like Washington and Oregon, especially I think it's the Columbia River. I love the West. It's beautiful. But there's different things everywhere you go. Like the East Coast has its own beauty, but it also has its own hardship. The same with the West Coast, but yeah, Washington is the best, baby. Washington's the best. Nice. I lived in Coeur d'Alene, and I traveled to Seattle and often, very often actually, and I went to like some of the trippy things in the woods. What I forget what they're called. They're anyways. You go in the woods and it's like barter fair, I think is what it's called. Yeah, I got a little crazy in my younger years, but I've seen all over the state, and I've driven down the coast a few times. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, so Coeur d'Alene is in Idaho, next to Spokane, so it's on the other side. But I would travel back and forth because that's where everything happened was in Seattle. You know, you wanted to go to a concert, Seattle. You know, there's nothing like the forest of Washington, the age of the forest. Yeah, you would feel Bigfoot. You'd feel him walk, feel him in the ground. Yeah, no, it was actually in Oregon that I had a Bigfoot experience on my own, and it was I went to I do a lot of long distance hiking, and there was a hiking like camp area, so no vehicles, and there was thorns like that were broken off and thrown all over this camping area. Like they weren't cut, they were broken and thrown all over the ground, so that it was uncomfortable to stay there. And I went to look around. I was like, okay, what the heck is going on here? Someone doesn't want me to freaking sleep here. And I look around, and like right outside of the camp area, they have these trees. Underneath them, there's these massive freaking like nest like things. Like they had been chilling there for a little while. And then when I was walking on the trail, I could see the large right foot. It's about at least 13 inches barefoot on the right side of the trail where there was mud. On the other side of the trail, it was gravel, so I couldn't see the print. But yeah, it's crazy. I got out of there, slept in my car. Uh, yeah, I got out of there, went and slept in my car, and the mist that night was like none other. It was thick. Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah, Bigfoot's hard to get images of. He's quick and terrifying. So, like, if he is around your camp tent area, to like get the nerve to pull out your camera, uh, yeah, or even the idea to pull out your camera, probably doesn't happen. Yeah, Bigfoot. Yeah, tonight's about Bigfoot, but I do all cryptids and obviously paranormal ghost stuff. Yep. Elementals and demons. Oh, I bet. Yeah, his weight. Yep. No, I also saw another Bigfoot in this same area in Butte, Montana, because I was hiking, because I'm always hiking, and I was actually tracking some elk. So I saw their tracks and I just followed them, and I actually caught up to them and saw them. There's about three of them running through, the tall woods there. And I kind of go down in the other direction after seeing them run through, like down and to the left. Not that you know which direction, but I look over and I see the back side of a head and shoulder. He was trying to hide behind the trees, but he couldn't because he was too large. I would say 10 feet maybe. Long red hair. Um, and I know kind of a few, um, I've been around the woods. I know the animals and stuff. The hair, the closest thing would be like a large moose, female moose. You know how they have that thick hair, but it was longer than that and red. And anyways, I kind of saw it and I was like, oh, I didn't know exactly what it was, but I was like, that looked like Bigfoot. And I continue with my hike and I go up and I actually reach the Lady of the Rockies, which is a monument here in Butte. And I hear this growl that I couldn't comprehend what it was. It was like something like that. Like probably not even close, but it was crazy, like something I never heard. And I just book it down the mountain into town from there. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You're scared, man. It's scary. Like when I saw him, when I heard the growl, I freaking took off, baby. Yeah, it's we have to face our fears though, because there's some good things on the other side of fear. There's information. There's knowledge. Yeah, honestly, paranormal and cryptid and stuff scares the living shit out of me. Um, but you know, I have to know. I've seen a few things, and I have to know. Um, I saw another. There was another instant of Bigfoot when I was walking the Appalachian Trail, which, if you don't know, it's a trail on the East Coast through the Appalachian Mountains. It's 3,000 miles. I did 900 miles on it. But there's a few times where I thought there was Bigfoot around. I'd tell you about him. I'm not sure about that. But there was one when I was coming up around this hill, and there was in the crook of this tree, there was like it was white fur that came out on all sides, uh, like out from its face. But the body was dark, long, like brownish with a little bit of red. So it was odd. It had this white and red, and I think it was a juvenile Sasquatch in that crook of that tree. And as soon as it saw me, I wasn't far enough to make the facial details out completely. But as soon as it saw me, it looked like an ape, and then it looked at me, and it came down out of the crook of the tree, which was only like 6 feet up, and started going all fours away from me. And I shit you not, there was a little squirrel in that tree that followed after him like it was his little buddy that he was hanging out with. Like they were hanging out in that tree, and I just came came upon them and scared them off. It's funny. But yeah, there's other times on the trail like where if like when the sun's going down and you would look over off into like the side next to a river, there's like a trail of trees, you would see, I'm not kidding, like what seemed like families hiding in the shade of the trees. I saw this on two different occasions. One of them was actually in a pretty huge town, so I assumed it could have been like people, like just weird people. But I saw this again in the woods. Uh, uh, um, just looked like a family sneaking behind the trees in there. The outlines of these things scared the shit out of me. That day, I actually went down off the trail, went into town, slept on a pile of rocks in town because you hike and camp on the trail, you know. There's other scary stuff happen on the trail too with people, non paranormal stuff. Also, paranormal stuff because there's a bunch of history out there. Paranormal lives with the history. Wherever there's history, there's paranormal. There's things we don't understand. We use the history to try to categorize what we understand, but there's so much more to the picture, I think. I love camping. It's my favorite. Yeah, it's pretty quiet here. Not a lot going on. Like I said, we'll wait a little later. I'm making a video of the area. I'll tell you, it's prime Bigfoot territory. Large stones and trees in a mountainous region. Yeah, caves, and all sorts of stuff. All sorts of animals out here. So, what do you think Bigfoot is? Is he man? Is he a off branch of man? Is he an animal, more like an ape? What do you think? I think he's a branch of the human tree, just the one that went through nature, became the master of nature, whereas we created our own environments. It lived in the environment of Earth. Some people think he's a alien, which maybe, but I don't know. He is so adapted to Earth. I don't think he could be from anywhere else. So, what do you think? What is Bigfoot? An animal? Another human? Is it an alien? What do you think, man? I want to know. I'm not used to talking, but that's okay. I'll learn. More of a behind the camera kind of guy. Yeah, I'm trying to start some paranormal societies, some Bigfoot societies. Trying to get them going, baby. Right now, if you don't know, I'm hunting for Bigfoot. This is the night before the actual full day hunt. And then the second night will be a hunt as well. I'll be doing some like wood knocks and things later. Um, Trying to get some Bigfoot attention. I'm in the perfect place, surrounded by these stone mountains, like large stones and caves. And I was looking through my telescope. Not, it's not a telescope. I don't know. It's like monoscope. I don't know what it is. But on this mountain over here, some interesting stuff over there, man. Not really sure what I saw, but there was some weird stuff over there. Looks like definitely some animals live there. Hopefully, nothing that wants my food, unless it's Bigfoot, because I'm getting a picture of that motherfucker. Yeah, I'm gonna do some ghost stuff later. Um, yeah, we're gonna do try to get some EVPs. I'm gonna do some tarot. I'm gonna do some Bigfoot wood knocking and stuff. Gonna call on my protectors to come and help me, keep me safe, because I am here by myself in the middle of the woods. This is just pre-day before Bigfoot. Ooh, I heard something. I hear something. Look, I've got a camera on my head I need to turn on. Gotta get some lights too. I gotta see what's going on. I don't hear the sound anymore, but it was over here. Can't really see anything. My night vision does not do video. I've only got night vision. It's like it takes a picture. It's like another monoscope type thing that takes a picture of night vision. I can zoom in and out, but nothing I can show you. And the sound is gone. It sounded like it did sound like footprints in the snow, to be honest. But it could have been something else as well. I'm not sure, but all right. Anyways, I think I'm good. A little spooked. Bob was talking about crazy shit. So maybe I called upon the spirits, baby. I hear it. Don't know. All right. So I got some time. There's not really anybody here that much. I was talking to somebody about some Bigfoot stuff. That's okay. It's all about the journey. I don't care about the audience. I mean, I love that you guys are here, but I don't. Oh, nobody's here, so that's okay. They all left. I hear something. Everybody left. That's okay. Still nice out here on the fire. Okay, nobody's here. That's fine. Need to check my thing anyways. Yeah, it's still going. Well, thanks for camping with me, guys. I would love to hear some paranormal stuff. If there's anybody there, I'd love to tell me what you got. Tell me what happened to you, or if you know anything. Yeah, tell me a story. I want to know. I didn't bring my good flashlight either. But to be honest, if I'm going to catch anything at night, it's going to be sounds. Because probably won't come. I'm not encroaching on any territory or anything. Oh, I heard something. Something over here. Creepy. It's okay. I think I'm going to turn off my lamp. Save it. Thanks for hanging out with me in the woods. We didn't get anybody else. I was going to do some tarot stuff. I still got some time. Hey, and Maggie, subscribe. You can talk to me anytime on the channel. I'd love to hear more if you have any more stories. Yeah, and I love Washington, so I'll be doing Bigfoot stuff there at the end of the year. Not Bigfoot, regular paranormal, and possibly Bigfoot. Yeah, for all you don't know, my name's Kellen. I am the man behind Lost Lantern. Lost Lantern Data Collection Agency, Paranormal Data Collection Agency, the Lost Lantern Network, which is I'm going to build into a paranormal society where we share somewhere outside of just YouTube, a place where we can share on Discord and all other things. I want us to work together to get the most accurate data that we can. Yeah, that's just one thing. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to stop this live because it's uncomfortable. And I will do another live when I have material. I could do my tarot stuff, but maybe I'll just start another live. Do that. We'll see. Thanks, Maggie, for talking with me. And anybody who's hanging out, I hope that you have a great evening. I'm going to be safe and I'm going to be hunting Bigfoot. I might do another live. Not that it really matters, but because nobody's here. It doesn't matter. I might do another live to do when I'm doing Bigfoot wood knocks, and then I'll do a tarot reading live. It'd be super spooky. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Bye.